Hello, Nigerians. I don't know if anybody know how excited I am for us to be going on about Ondo State, Nigeria today. Fantastic experience so far. And say thank you to everybody who has been with us from the beginning of this show. From when we started last year, starting from Abia State, we moved to all the 8 states in Nigeria. And from there as well, we've also moved to the B state, we've moved to Ekiti, we've moved to the D, we've moved to all the other states alphabetically. And today we're in no other state but that state called the Sunshine State, Ondo State. Fantastic experience so far. And I also have, and I call it a privilege, to be from Ondo State. So, yippee! Congratulations to all of us. It's going to be a fantastic time as we go through the Citizen Show again. I can already see some of our people who has joined us. Shola Balogun says Ondo State blessed Adawa amongst other states in Nigeria. We welcome you to the Sunshine State. Thank you on the show. And without wasting too much of our time and starting today, we're going to be having in the studio today a representative from the National Orientation Agency Ondo State Directorate, and that's the person of Mr. Akintade. Do hope the network is going to cooperate with us so that we can make the best of it. And so before wasting, I don't want to waste your time. Let me just share the 1 minute for 5 minutes video put together by Project One members that show you a glimpse into Ondo State. And now, do not get it wrong. When you see the video and you hear Akure, Akure is the state capital in Ondo State, but Ondo State boasts of 18 local governments, and they have illustrious sons, both home and abroad. We'll be talking about them in a short while. In the meantime, let's see Ondo State.
Ọmọbìnrin Àkúrẹ́ tọ́jà ìbọ̀ o. Wọ́n kò sí ló pẹ́ gan. Ayé. Ayé. À ń gòkè àlà lẹ́ni o. Ọmọbìnrin Àkúrẹ́ tọ́jà ìbọ̀ o. Wọ́n kò sí ló pẹ́ gan. Ayé. Ayé. À ń gòkè àlà lẹ́ni o.
And that's it. Very short clip showing just a little glimpse of what Ondo State looks like. But I can assure you, Ondo State is far more beautiful than what you've seen in that video. So you need to pay a visit so that you can actually really experience the Sunshine State. And talking about Ondo State is beautiful. It was created in 1976 from the former Western state. And it originally included what we now have as Ekiti State. This was carved out in 1996 by late General Sani Abacha. The state covered the total area of the former Ondo province created in 1915 with Akure as a provincial headquarters. Ondo State took off formally on 1st of April 1976, consisted of the 9 administrative divisions of the former Western state, which then were Akoko, Akure, Ekiti Central, Ekiti North, Ekiti South, Ekiti West, Okitipupa, Ondo, and Owo. As we speak today, Ondo State has 18 local government areas, which include the Akoko Northeast, Akoko Northwest, Akoko Southwest, Akoko Southeast, Akure South, Akure North, Eseodo, Idori, Fedore, Ilaje, Leolujo, Kegbo, Irele, Odigbo, Kitukupa, Ondo West, Ondo East, Ose, and Owo. The state is predominantly occupied by the Yorubas, who speak various dialects of the languages as the Akoko, Akure, Akwoyi, Idori, Ijo, Ikale, Ilaje, Ondo, and the Owo. Ondo State, which is indeed a microcosm of the Nigerian nation, is blessed with resourceful, industrial, and unhospitable people. Like we said earlier, we also have different languages in Ondo State. We have different tribes in Ondo State. We have people from different walks of life working, living, and making it great in Nigeria in Ondo State. Ondo State boasts of a lot of educated elites and is classified as one of the most educationally advanced states in Nigeria. If you want to check the WAEC results, the JAMB results of students who school in Ondo State, and back then while I was in secondary school, you will see parents sending their children from abroad, sending their children from Lagos State to come to Ondo State so that they can have a taste of what we call sound education. So Ondo State boasts of so many things. As at the 2006 census, which is what we have officially, Ondo State had over 3.4 million Nigerians living there. You can guess what the number will be in 2021. The life pattern of the people represents an embodiment of culture, ranging from the local foodstuff to the mode of dressing, dancing, woodcraft, such as house pots, decorator doors, and so many things. The culture of the Ondo State people speaks volume. You can find antiquities, artifacts, which are preserved in palaces of traditional rulers, and some of them have been declared as national monuments, all in Ondo State. Ondo State share boundaries with Oyo, Ogun State, Ekiti, Kogi, and in the south by the Atlantic Ocean. Tourist attractions in Ondo State. I cannot but mention this final particular place. In Project One, we have who we call a very interesting cheerleader, and it's from this city I'm about talking about, Idore Hill. Idore Mary. Idore Hills has one of the most beautiful and awesome landscapes in Ondo State and Nigeria, and is otherwise known as Oke Idore. These hills are perhaps the most popular travel destination in the Sunshine State. A fact that fires curiosity of visitors and tourists is that the entire people of Idore lived on these rocks for almost a millennium. There are several myths, lore, and legends tied to these hills, which are told to visitors by the local tour guides. As a natural and cultural landscape, Idore Hill stands out well among other places. The 9 wonders on the hills, great steps with 660 steps and 5 resting points, set at least 100 meters apart, leads up. And if you want to also talk about, in those days, Ikogosi used to be in Ondo State before it eventually turned to be Ekiti State. Fantastic. It's beautiful to know that the state of Ondo State is we call it the Sunshine State, and it's beyond the ones I'm going to mention to you now. There's so many other places you can visit, so be sure that I'm just giving you just few places. You can go to the Owo Museum of Antiques if you want to know so much about the old things that we have in Ondo State. You can go to the Deji of Akure Palace. You can go to the Cave Ashes in Isharu. That is rumored, and I don't want to say that's a fact as it is, that the first and the oldest human skeleton was found in this cave. And we also have the Ebomi Lake. The lake is located at Ikpesi in Akoko Southeast, and this is about 150 kilometers from Akure, the state capital. The lake is 1.6 kilometers and 40 kilometers long and 40 meters wide, and it's called Ebomi Lake, which is close to the Yoruba word where you might have Abami. I'm sure you probably have heard of that as well. We have the Gbokoda waterfront. We have the Igbo Olodumare. That's one place I always love to mention. For those who have been to or who has read the book by D.O. Fagunwa, he mentioned or talked about Igbo Olodumare. That is also in Ondo State, in Ile Oluji Okego. Fantastic places where you're going to see the best of agricultural produce and animals that are looking very rich in nature. We also have the Olowos Palace in Owo, fantastic places. Like I said, this is a very short presentation on Ondo State. I can't tell you everything. You need to go there to experience it for yourself. There's so many festivals as well. We have New Yam festivals in almost all the local governments taking place at different times. We have the Aringeyo Festival, which is done in the Ikare Akoko. We have the Odun Oba Festival, which is done in Ondo town. Basically, we have the Ekimogun Festival. This has a lot of Nigerians and Ondo State agents coming from all over the world to experience it. We have the Ogun Festival. This takes place majorly in so many other places, including Odo Town especially. We have the Igogo Festival. A lot of people have heard about it. And this is done annually in September to honor Queen Orose, a mythical wife of Renregeje. This is an interesting festival you really want to experience. Before I go to that part, I love to talk about in every state of Nigeria. I'll probably just want to mention 2 or 3 people. Late Adebayo Adefarati is an Ondo State indigene, and he has contributed in no immense measure to the Nigerian as we have it as well today. That same Ondo State has also produced the first emeritus professor, that's late Professor Emeritus Ijalaye. And you must have heard about the doctor that conducted surgery on a baby while still in the womb. That man is also from Ondo State. Adekunle Ajasin, and so many other people. Ondo State has so many higher institutions, from College of Education, now the University of Education in Ondo, to FUTA in Akure, to Akungba as well. We have a state university all around. So many fantastic places for you to see and then to learn. And like I said, I'm going to be bringing Mr. Akintade Anthony to join us and tell us a bit about Ondo State, like you probably have never heard before. So good evening, Mr. Anthony. Thank you so much for joining us. We are happy to have you here.
Good evening.
Thank you, sir. I can hear you clearly, sir.
Thank you very much. And I want to appreciate you for giving us the opportunity and privilege to be part of your beautiful program, The Citizen. And,
thank you. Yeah.
And I also want to apologize on behalf of my state director who asked me to represent him on the program. And I know Mr. Bright must have briefed you about it, the reason why I couldn't make it. And I have to be on the platform. So, just like you said, we in the National Orientation Agency, well, we're a household name, not just only in Nigeria. In fact, virtually everywhere in the whole country. We are in all the 774 local government areas of the Federation. And the National Orientation Agency, as we all know, is saddled with the responsibility of sensitizing, enlightening, orientating, and even doing advocacy to ensure that all Nigerians are well informed about the environment, as well as work on the attitudinal change of our people to have a better country for all of us to live in. So, as for Ondo State, the National Orientation Agency has been in Ondo State, and we've been working for so many years since the establishment of the agency in the state. You know, we were formerly MAMSA, and later we migrated to become a National Orientation Agency. That was in 1993. And since then, the agency has been doing a lot of exploits in the states. We're in all the local government area, 18 local governments. And if you look at Ondo State, with the experience I've had since I've been a staff of the agency, we've had the opportunity of visiting virtually all the communities. Just like you said in your opening address, there are a lot of beautiful stories about Ondo State. You mentioned the Idonre Hill, which has been a very big tourist attraction to the state. That's when they do the Mare Festival. They call it Mare Festival. So, when they are doing the program, the Ministry of Culture, they always engage NOA and we do mobilization for people to attend the program. And when you go to Ileoluji, they do the Odun Oba and they do the Ogun Festival. Then there are so many other traditional festivals in all these communities. When you go to the Akokos too, they have series of festivals. You've mentioned some of them. And all this festival has also been the platform with which the NOA has been able to spread the good news on attitudinal change for our people. Because most of our people, you know, the human beings are the most difficult to manage. And with all these traditional institutions in place, which our people respect most and cherish most, so it's easier for the NOA to latch on this platform to be able to reach out to every citizen in this country to educate them and enlighten them and expose them to good things and the beauties of the state. If you go to the Southern Senatorial District, you have a lot of, you have the waterfront in the Laje and the Eseldo area. You have the Agbabu mineral resources. They are there for us. And in fact, Ondo State, I think, is one of the richest state in mineral resources in the whole federation. Even though untapped, it's just a hidden treasury. And we believe that God loves this country so much because all these things are hidden treasury that by the time when we start to tap into them, Nigerians will know that God actually loves them and we will all be blessed immensely with all these resources. And also, because of what this your program is all about, it's talking about oneness in this country. And that is why we have been working seriously on the attitude of our people. Because the moment you're able to work on the attitude of the people, and the people are able to exhibit the right attitudes, things will work well for us in this country. But for now, we still have a lot to do, because though the agency itself also have a lot of challenges, but we are hoping and believing in God that some of these challenges we are having, the government will attend to some of them soon, so that we have enough tools to be able to implement our programs and our plans. So one of the major challenges has been the tools, but the human resources is available for us to do the job. But we need tools. And these tools are those things that will actually help us to do our job far, far better. But with the little we have, we've been trying ourselves to ensure that Nigeria remains one. That we see ourselves first as Nigerians before I start saying I'm an indigenous of Ondo or I'm an indigenous of Akure. So that's what we are praying for. Because when you get to America today, you say, well, yeah, I'm American. You don't see them say, oh, I'm from Virginia or I'm from Indianapolis. They thought themselves first as American. So and that's what we too are working towards, so that one day we can also come out and be proud and say, yes, I'm a Nigerian, irrespective of whether you are from the north, south, or west. So thank you very much. I think I have
Thank
to.
You so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I think you've said it all. We would always say that Project One, that we really appreciate the effort being put in place by National Orientation Agency, not just in Ondo State, but in every state of this federation. Within the limited resources available, we have felt your impact. And I must also mention, I would always say I'm a student of Mansa in those days. As a young child, the song was one of the things that inspired me setting up Project One today.
Mansa people.
We are Mansa people. And I came from Ondo State, and as a child then, those were the values that they've imbibed in us, the value of oneness, the value of protecting the unity of this nation, and I'm still carrying the torch around. I'm happy to see that NOA in Ondo State is still as vibrant as ever, and today we can boast of so many people too that have actually benefited from your programs and orientation to have the right value to the national system. I was going to talk about the national resources.
And presently, we are working on a program. And the next one is the next 1 or 2 weeks, maybe by next week, we'll be having the youth summit in Ondo State. Because we've done the youth summit at the national level, so we are replicating it at the state level. So by next week, we'll be having that program at least to bring the youth together to ensure that the youth, when they are agitating for their rights, there are ways and manners they should approach it. Everything should not be through violence. They should apply the method of dialogue. And people are ready to listen to them, depending on how they're able to channel their points very well. So that's why we want to meet with them. And then we also want to ensure that we bring in some entrepreneurial institution to also help us to orientate them how they can be mainstream into the development project of the state and the country in general.
Fantastic program, sir, and I'm sure that our members in Ondo State will gladly participate at the coming Youth Summit. Fantastic program. Thank you so much for your time, sir. We appreciate everything you're doing. And I can hear someone say, we welcome Rep. Oveno in Ondo State. Attitude did not change, as you said, sir. We go a long way in transforming Nigeria. It is indeed very possible. And another person has noted that he said, Ondo State is a haven of hidden treasury waiting to be tapped. And wait for us to start experiencing a whole lot of beautiful things. Another person listed so many other persons: Wale Glorious, King Sunny Hade, Orlando, or Comfort Omoge. We can't mention it all. Like I said, by the time we want to start mentioning names, we'll probably mention every single household in Ondo State, because every household has produced one great person from Ondo State and for the usefulness of this world at large. If you go everywhere, all over the world, you definitely see products of Ondo State, indigenous, and anybody who passed through the state that are doing very well. It will not be right for me not to do a shout out to every Fuashaye old girls and everybody that's currently in Fuashaye. Fantastic work our teachers, our leaders are doing. Back then, in those days, you talk about Aquinas and Louis, Fuashaye, Fedra. Fantastic, so many places now, and I'm so happy we're keeping the touch, and we'll continue. And Stella Maris, fantastic. So many schools. So parents, you want your children to have very solid education, Ondo State is a place to go. You want to experience natural serenity, peace, away from the hustling and bustling of everywhere else. Come and visit Ondo State. You want your children to know serious mountain climbing. Somebody said Ondo State Choco. That's the language of the young men in town. Fantastic, Jeremiah. Another person said, wow, I'm telling you, we can't tell you so much. And I will not go without mentioning the natural resources in Ondo State, so that you would know that when we're talking about Ondo State, it's a land that you cannot by any means ignore. It's a land that is so blessed. When you say Nigeria is a land that is blessed with natural and mineral resources, Ondo State should top the list. We have oil and we have bitumen, which is about the second largest deposit in West Africa. We have the longest in the whole world. Yes. Thank you so much for that, sir. And we have the seaport and the longest coast as well in Ondo State. We have cocoa. If you go to Idori, apart from every other place where you can find, that is Ondo State. We have kaolin, we have glass, we have sand, we have gemstone, we have gold, we have marble, we have granite, we have natural gas, all in Ondo State. And I can't mention it all. Ondo State is a fantastic state, and we want to see plenty development in Ondo State. Adekunle Ajasin University, Akungba, Ondo State, fantastic.
We are just waiting to overtake Lagos.
In fact,
we are just waiting to overtake Lagos very soon. And
that's one of the things we talk about in Nigeria. We should see ourselves as one in Nigeria, and each state should be striving to develop and grow at their own space and develop everything that they have. And I'm sure we'll soon have that. And then, Adekunle Ajasin University, Akungba, no, I want to greet you properly. In Ondo Town, they would say Egimi, and so many other places. Is Okun, and so many other languages. So if you go to Ijo as well, you get Egberi Pamowe. It's also in Ondo State as well. Fantastic. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us in this show, as we call it a day, where we move to another state on Saturday. We do hope that you have a lovely weekend. And without missing, well, thank you so much, Mr. Akintade. You've enlightened us so much about Ondo State. And those who haven't visited before, I can already hear some of them saying on the comment section that it's a nice place and that they would love to visit. Thank you so much for joining us. And to all Nigerians out there, remember, peace is very important. When there is peace, we can have development. When there is peace, you can think about a whole lot of other investments by which we can build our nation. Nigeria is our land, and we must do everything to make sure that Nigeria remain as one. Thank you all so much for joining us, and thank you so much, sir, once again.
Thank you very much.
At this point that we call it a day with our song.
Project One Productions. Beautiful people, one Nigeria. Different language, proud Nigeria. There's plenty food, these people good, oh. All of us in peace and unity. Oh yeah, hail Nigeria. Nigeria is sweet as sugar. Sweet as sugar, oh. Different people and Nigeria. It no matter where you from, we don't be okay. All of us in peace and unity. Oh yeah, hail Nigeria. Oh, I'm a Nigerian too. I'm a Nigerian too. Strong people, one great nation. One great nation. Different faces, one Nigeria. It no matter what you speak, we say big brother. All of us in peace and unity. We are glad for your